Nation. It's your boy Turf back at it with you again. It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. And wow, is this going to be an interesting season, off-season? It's going to be a lot to dig into. It's a lot going on right now in these Raider streets, and these YouTube streets, and these American streets. Yeah, them files is looking wild right now, but we're not going to talk about that because we're here to talk about that Raider talk, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's just jump right on into this, man. Let's just jump right on in. Raider Nation, what is up? Offseason is officially here. For the Raiders, this isn't just another offseason. This is one of those moments, man. Franchise history. Everybody feels like we are 100% sitting at a crossroads. No question about it. Guaranteed. New coach, new philosophy, new staff, and the number one pick staring us right in our face, ladies and gentlemen. That's real. That's big. That's life-changing. That's career-changing. Like, there's a lot that's supposed to go down with the number one pick. So, you know what I'm saying? That's something we're going to dig into. The Raiders have officially turned the page and entered the Clint Kubiak era. And whether you love it, hate it, or still trying to figure it out, one thing is certain. This is a full reset, ladies and gentlemen. Straight up. Yeah, it's 100% a full reset. Pete Carroll's out. Old experiment, right? Old project. All these things I like to call it, right? All these ideas that, right? These rookie head coaches, second, third chance coaches, all kinds of in between come up with. You know what I'm saying? And now it's time again to build something new, man. It's time to build something new. Kubiak comes from that Shanahan style coaching tree, right? System built on timing, motion, play action, and quarterbacks who can think fast. Process quickly, get the ball out on time. It's not about backyard football. It's about structure, rhythm, and execution. And most important, running that football. Cheers. Running that football. Running that football, as they call it, man. Football. So yeah. Because of all of this, man, everything about this roster is about to be evaluated through several different lenses. And one of those lenses that are going to be new is mine, because I will not be looking at these the same. No. I am for once done being optimistic. I'll be honest. I'm done being optimistic and a glass half full kind of guy in terms of the Las Vegas Raiders, their ability to get anything together, front office, coaching staff. I'm just not ready to continue to blindly go into the offseason and just assume that they are going to do well. That has been pretty detrimental to Turf's mental health. In terms of every Monday, right, for the last, 25, 30 years now, I think everybody understands. So, hey, who fits the system? Who doesn't? Who's staying? Who's gone, right? Make no mistake, man. It's not just a coaching out here. This is a whole complete, what we hope, philosophical shift. Philosophical shift. Excuse me. Man, I can't speak today. Now, let's talk about what happens around Kubiak, right? Because if you didn't, please take a peek, check back. You know what I'm saying? Last night was a fabulous show. Shout out to my dog, Big Spirits. We got into it. We dove into all of the new coaching hires for the most part, right? Even touched on a few new ones that, just had been hired not even 20 minutes before the show started. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to try to get into all of those here. I'm going to talk about probably all of them all over again. Who knows? We got a whole full hour. I'm not ready to dive into any of the mock drafts yet. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we're not there, right? I just want to kind of take a peek at roster, maybe some free agency, right? Well, at least obviously touch on what we need, which is everything. Literally everything. So yeah, we'll have to check that out. You know what? Turf be struggle streaming, as y'all know it. And I'm over here not paying attention, man. I'm not paying attention, but I think everything is actually gravy for once, man. I think Turf has finally got it somewhat under control. Somewhat. So, as we move on, I always got to start with this. I try to let people get packed in. We got a few heads in the building. Let me see. Let me finish up with this one little piece first, though, because I do want to kind of stick to the flow of the show for once, because Turf is usually struggle streaming. Shout out to the leader, right? All of the things that happen. This site isn't up. I really think that everything is actually working. So I haven't checked X. For all you other YouTubers or content creators, you having problems with TikTok as far as live streaming? I don't know what's going on with TikTok. They won't, quote unquote, recommend me. Something's going on with that, but I digress. See how easy it is for Turf to get off track? So let's talk about what's happening, man. The staff is coming together, and it's clear they're trying to build some experience around him because, as you know, he's a rookie. Veteran coaches are being brought in some situations, offensive minds, defensive specialists, guys who've been around the league for decades. This isn't a flashy staff by any means, right? There's no big ticket items except for the young pup himself and Kubiak. And, it's foundation building, right? I mean, it's definitely, we are at rock bottom, man. So that's just the other thing to obviously just state. This is way more than a 1-year fix. This is a major brick and mortar. Still got to excavate, clear the area for that foundation rebuild. And at the center of that rebuild is the number 1 pick, man. It's obviously we didn't stumble into the number 1 pick. We earned that. 4 and what? 13? Something like that. Just ugly. I don't know. I can't wait to talk about it with y'all. Do you take the quarterback? Do you take the Cuban? Fernando Mendoza? Because right now, all signs point directly to that. I don't see anything different, From their words, right? Big arm, composed under pressure, smart with the football, and a player who looks like he can actually grow inside a structured offensive system. And if you're hiring Clint Kubiak, you're probably doing it because you want a quarterback, right? It is what it is, man. So yeah, who can run that system, right? Is it going to be Fernando? Or are they going to even start him if they? Right, we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. But as you know, it's not about just the draft, right? This roster needs everything. Trenches, secondary, receiver room, linebacker depth, interior offensive line. Number 1, specifically, if you're looking to pick a quarterback at one. And there you have it. You name it, man. We need it, and I mean that's where we at with it, man. That's where we at. But there's a few things that we got, going for us. A couple of bright spots, right? He's not gone yet, but Max is in the building still. Max is still in the building so far. You know what I'm saying? So he's still the heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? He's a pillar. He's absolutely a pillar of the establishment, if you will. And yeah, I mean, it's something that we clearly have been hanging our hat on for the last 6-7 years. But yeah, we need a lot, and we need to look at free agency, and we can't miss. We cannot miss. We can't miss. And there's one other conversation that I refuse to not continue to have, and that's who's really running the show, man. Is it really Kubiak's team, right? Front office, Tom Brady, Spy Tech. Who's influencing all these decisions? Who's really the one saying yes, right? Those are questions the fans want to know, man. We want to know. We want to know, right? We want to know the single ringable neck. I'm sorry, that's just something that we really expect to have. I think a lot of other places have it. I love the fact that the owner of the Baltimore Ravens came straight out, said, hey, I'm making the decisions up in here. I take everybody's input, but I'm making the decisions up in here. You got to respect that, man. You know who to point the finger at. And it should be the owner. That's why you're the owner. So, I mean, that's where we at with it. But y'all know what time it is, man. It is Chat Lives Matter time. So your boy likes to holler at everybody that is in the building. And we do got a few people in the building. We're going to start out with one of the dopest podcasters that blesses these streets, man. I don't know how much longer y'all going to have, Chris, but... Big Bro Toe, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. That's Protect the Shield podcast. Shout out to the Shield Squad. Yeah, it's gonna be a long off-season partner. Yeah, get ready for the draft, right? Chris, get ready for the draft, man. Hey, we got Jack Gustafstay 449 in the building. What's up, Raider Nation? What's cracking with you, Mr. Jack? Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Man, we got one of my longtime partners, man, that loves to chop it up in these YouTube streets, man. We got Gunsmoke in the building. YouTube just freaked on me. Shut down my phone and TV. Well, I'm glad you back. Appreciate you for coming through, my dude. As always, man, good to see you. I hope you enjoy the show. All right, let's see who else we got in here, man. We got DK Raiders 117. Salute, Turf. Salute to you, DK. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, man. And I don't know who this is. I'm not going to delete it. I don't know what it is. But it's from Kick. So, shout out to Kick, right? Shout out to Kick, TikTok, X, for all y'all people that are on there. And, keep on keeping on. I do have a few people over here on TikTok, but I don't know what's going on, man. We got E1 Prieto in the building, and then we also got Switch Plug in the building. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. I'm not sure why I'm having so many problems with TikTok. We used to be real cool. TikTok and I used to have a great relationship, but somehow it's faltered, man. I don't know what happened, but It is what it is. Eventually, one day, we shall get back at it. And one more. L11XV in the building. Salute, Turf. Salute. L11. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Man, I'm a little stuffy. I don't know. I think it's allergies, but hopefully I'll get through it. And I'll be fine with it. But yeah, man, this is where we're going to go with it. We're going to start out with the coaches. I want to hear from y'all. If you still listening, if you out there. Y'all feeling these coaches? Feeling this coaching style? I mean, I know someone that should be unapologetically happy, and that's Rundown. Shout out to my nephew Rundown. Yeah, that man got everything he wanted. That young man literally got everything that he wanted, right? This is going to be one of the youngest coaching staff that's ever been assembled, right? One of the youngest front offices, right? I mean, you guys got to remember Brady himself is in his sophomore season in terms of ownership and whatever else this thing is you want to call it that he's doing. I really don't know what to call it. I think he is definitely got his thoughts and ideas at the forefront of this, and I think it's pretty much being run by him in terms of a lot of the big decisions. I think Clint Kubiak was his guy the whole time. I don't think there was anybody else that he had in mind. I think that's why you saw what you saw in terms of really not having much of a conversation with anyone until it was time to talk to Kubiak and have the ability to do that. You know what I mean? There's all these restrictions and so forth. So, yeah, but we just sat back. It looked like we were doing nothing as usual, which is why I have such a hard time with trusting in this front office and who's running and making decisions on free agency, which we're going to dive into. Like I say, just a little bit. I'll pull some things up. We'll chat about it. We'll chop it up. But yeah, I'm a little nervous from that respect. I'm a lot nervous. I don't know why I'm saying a little nervous. I mean, we know it's a complete rebuild. You're looking at if everything were going the way we want it to go, I would say we're looking at 2 to 3 years. But knowing what I know and it being Raider Nation, we'll probably be closer to 5 years, 4 to 6 years. 4 to 6 years. It is really going to depend on Kubiak's staff and if they really came to play. Excuse me. One of the guys that just got hired yesterday, right? Was this yesterday? Let me see. Somebody just got picked up yesterday. I don't think it was. Wait, yeah, I think it is. Rick Dennison, right? Raiders to add Rick Dennison to the coaching staff. He was the Seahawks run game coordinator and senior offensive advisor, sources say from CBS Sports, right? Dennison has 30 years of NFL coaching experience, including as an offensive coordinator with the Bills, Broncos, and Texans. I didn't know that. At his first coaching job in 1995. Wow, Turf just got to Montana State. Yeah, shout out to the Bobcats. National champions, Bobcats. National championship winning 2026 national champions, Bobcats. Montana State University Bobcats. Yes, I'm sorry, I have to get that all out. Yeah, Montana State Bobcats. Yep. 1995, and he was an offensive assistant with Denver. That's wild, man, because, hey, again, I tell the stories all the time. There's a reason I hate the Donkeys the most. That's because of my roommate. I've said this a million times. I don't mind saying it again, but yeah, college time for me, flying all the way across the country, basically to Montana from Connecticut, was not very cost effective. So what made it easier on my wallet was flying to Denver, Colorado, by way of Thornton, right? My dog, Walter Robinson, Thornton, Colorado, graduate, Thornton High School, former Bobcat himself. But yeah, I would fly into Denver, and then we would drive. It was 10, 15 hours, something like I don't recall. It was a lot, but it didn't matter. It was very cost effective for me by at least $200. And as a college student, $200 that's a lot of money. So yeah, but it's so funny because this was when Clint's father, Gary Kubiak, was the offensive coordinator at this point in time, back in 1995, right? So you can already see where all these ties are coming, man, which is always the case. Don't let anybody fool you. The only reason that a coach is picking his staff and not having a tie to that particular pick is because he's not being allowed to fully pick his staff. I can just assure you of that. No one's going into this without some severe ties, particularly us being, one of the worst organizations potentially of all time. And that's sad to say, but I mean, hey, facts are facts. I mean, I think the Jets are going to hold on to that one for quite some time. Terrible organization. Yeah, I think they'll earn that and continue to earn that, no problem. But yeah. So, for all you people that did not know, yes, Gary Kubiak is Clint's dad. I was hoping he would get his dad involved. I'm not sure how old Gary is, but I'm sure he does. He's probably done with this. Doesn't really care to have time for it. Who knows? Maybe he does. Well, these ties are deep though. But hey, he was the offensive coordinator at the time. Dennison coached for the Broncos until 2009, serving as the offensive coordinator from 2006 to 2008 before joining Gary's coaching staff at the Houston Texans. As the Houston Texans OC from 2010 to 2013. So he knows the Kubiak family very, very well. Well-tenured coach has also had stints with the Baltimore Ravens in 2014. Another run as the Broncos offensive coordinator in 2015 and 16. Buffalo Bills 2017. New York Jets, go figure, 2018. And worked with Clint during their time with the Minnesota Vikings, 2019 to 21. Shout out to Minnesota and them Gopher Girlies. Yeah. Gopher Girls is doing big things right now. We will be in Seattle this week. Friday night, it's something sports arena. It's going to be a doozy. It's a late one, so it's the first time I recall us having to meet this late. 6 o'clock on the West Coast, so it's going to be like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Something, I don't know. It's a late night for the girlies, though, so it'll be interesting. I digress. Okay, so Wes, I got to Minnesota. New Orleans Saints. And last season in Seattle, right? He's been with Clint this whole time, right? During his time in the NFL, Dennison has won 4 Super Bowls. 3 with the Broncos, and 1 a little more than a week ago. Right. So yeah, the Seahawks ranked 10th in rushing, and Dennison was the one calling the shots. Again, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know that part. See, this is why we got to do our research. We got to dive in. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is changing my mind and now I'm getting happy again. No, sir. I'm just saying now I have a better understanding, because hey, if this thing does work and turn itself around, and you have these connections, I mean, you can tie that. You can come to conclusions, and it definitely can be part of the solution as to how and why that worked, right? For sure. So I'm definitely excited about this. He did not specify what Dennison's role will be in Las Vegas. Silver and Black Pride will update this story when his job title becomes public. So it's not public yet exactly what title he has, right? Because I believe we already hired our offensive coordinator, right? And yes, we talked about him last night. That would be Mr. Andrew Janoko. Andrew Janoko was, yes, hired as our offensive coordinator. So that's going to be interesting, man. I mean, that's going to be very interesting. You know, we also hired a quarterback coach that I can recall. I wonder what the ties, if there are any, to Rick Dennison as well, right? In terms of Janoko. So that's a nice little piece of an addition, if you will, in terms of some experience behind a lot of this rookiness. And sometimes age isn't necessarily experience, because in some of these instances, even some of these older guys, may be taking their leap of faith into the next level and may not work. Sometimes things just don't go your way in terms of those next levels of, leadership, right? Sometimes you hit the ceiling of where you should be in terms of how you operate and produce in that particular system or team, if you will, in football, right? We see a lot of offensive and defensive coordinators that eventually get their shot at head coach, and it doesn't go well. I mean, we've hired more coaches than any other team tenfold. It just goes to show you absolutely nothing you can do about that. And you're just stuck. You're absolutely stuck. And we're going to be stuck for a little while. Again, I keep reiterating because it's just facts. This is a rebuild, and it's going to take quite some time. My guess is 4 to 6 years. Unless the front office does the right thing in terms of free agency. Free agency is so ginormous, and the lack of talent in free agency is kind of tough. You know what? Yeah, I'm definitely getting stuffy, guys. You're gonna have to excuse my stuffy nose. Yeah, I personally, one place that I am very, very nervous is wide receiver. I'm very, very nervous. Very, very nervous about wide receiver. We need starting to discuss a little bit of what's out here in free And I'm definitely going to go to wide receiver because if we are bringing in a rookie, we absolutely should expect some protection. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dirty Bird Jones in the building. An emoji joining from my post. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope y'all enjoy the show. But yeah, wide receiver, a lot of people are definitely looking at Tyreek Hill for obvious reasons, but I believe he's going home where everybody else is going home, and it's just going to cause us more problems. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my guess. I think that's where he goes. He'll follow Eric Bieniemy and everybody else that's going to revive that place. Show them how to be tough again. And that's something we're going to have to deal with for the next who knows how long. And I have a feeling they brought him back for a reason. I don't mean just to be the offensive coordinator, if you will. So we'll see. We will see. But that would be interesting to say the least. Next person in line, who's older than Tyreek Hill, that's Mike Evans. I'm about to sneeze. Give me a second. Okay. I didn't have to sneeze. Uh-oh. I missed one of my joints. Nobody told me, man. Nobody told me we got my boy right in front of my face. Shout out to my vertical watchers, Instagram, YouTube, etc. I try to keep the screen purty for you. Yeah, I forgot. I got all of this stuff messed up. It's all good. We Gucci. We build it as we fly it, ladies and gentlemen. We build it as we fly it. So yeah, you got Mike Evans, 32 years old. He's definitely seen better days, if you will, and he's going to come in a lot of money. Is he really going to leave Tampa Bay? Probably not. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I'm not saying no to Mike Evans. Are you kidding me? But it's just, what is it going to cost us at this point in his career? And is he good for a rookie quarterback like a Mendoza? Christian Kirk, 29. 8 years of experience. Those previous two guys got a decade or more experience in the NFL again, which is why you're going to tend to shy away from those guys unless, right, you already have a meaty wide receiver room. And that's not something we have, guys. We do not have a meaty wide receiver room. I don't know, man. I just you got Deebo Samuel's 30 years old. You know, seven years in Washington. They probably pay him, keep him. I don't know. I mean, and do you really want a Deebo Samuel? Probably not, especially for, again, another rookie. Probably not, right? So, I mean, this list is, nothing jumps out. And I know this list is, I believe, being sorted by value expectations. I believe as far as what? Oh, no, it was their previous value? Yep. Yeah, so Tyreek is at the top, obviously, with $30 million. Mike Evans at 20. Christian Kirk, 18. Deebo Samuel at 17.5, right? And De'Ami Brown, 26 years old, 5 years of experience. Jacksonville. They would be stupid. My dog Stack is in the building. I see you, Stack. Shout out to my dude. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, we were supposed to get a raffle for our birthday, bro. We didn't do that. I didn't forget, man. We gotta hop on that. Yeah, but Tutu Atwell, he's a Ram. These are guys that I think will be signed back. This is the best of the best, if you will, in terms of value previously. And I mean, there are definitely some gems in here as well. I would say in terms of price, right, that I haven't gotten to for sure. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, 13-year vet. So yeah, that's pretty old. That's pretty old. You know, Zay, 9 years. Zay Jones, he's been around the block. You know, again, this list is just not great. It's just not. Let's be honest. It's just not great. We need more than one wide receiver while you're at it. We need at a minimum of 3 wide receivers. Why does Turf say that? Let's take a peek. Let's go on ahead and pull it up. Yeah, let's go on ahead. Let's see if they'll even allow us to. Let's see what this looks like. Depth chart. Do they even have it? Yeah. See, they don't even have the depth chart. They don't even have the depth chart. But what we're gonna do, for giggles, right? Excuse me. Let me see if I can. Share this up for y'all here. All right. So we are going to our wide receivers, ladies and gentlemen. And I want y'all to check this out. So we got Alex Bachman. Yeah. Everybody's excited for Bachman, right? Yeah, no, I just, you don't think he's a starter? I will be living with this pick forever. And I mean, maybe it's just me. And you guys tell me, am I the crazy one? Am I wrong on this? I'm out of order for absolutely just despising Jack Best. All I can tell you is this. Travion Henderson got drafted in the second round. We drafted Jack Best. I don't see it, ladies and gentlemen. 6'1", 214 pounds, 23 years old. Old rookie. I don't see it. I think you see what you're going to see. That's it, man. So you got Shedrick Jackson. Yeah. Only reason I'm not going to boo him is because clearly he is family to the legend. Go figure. Who is that right there? Shout out to the Bo Jackson. I didn't plan that, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. Did not plan that. But yeah. Cedric, I mean, right now we're batting at 0. I haven't found a serious receiver yet in this room. Have you guys found a serious receiver yet? We got Tyler Lockett. Yay! Come on, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. This room is ridiculous. And then you got the next coming. You got Randy Moss, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Dante Thornton Jr. You are the next coming of Randy Moss. At least that's what they told us. I remember all the hype. It was just astronomical in terms of Dante Thornton Jr. and how he was so fast and so tall, and how he could run the route tree in Oregon, and he was such a great route runner there. And I can go on and on about some of the nonsense I heard in terms of Dante Thornton. And There's no way anyone's going to get me to believe that that's going to actually materialize to anything. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm being too honest. I'm being honest though. I'm definitely being honest. Shout out to Turf for being honest today. Cause I plan on doing this, but I'm doing it. Yeah. Sorry, Dante. Just not feeling you, buddy. At all. Like, not even a little bit. I don't even want you back. I think it's wasting developmental space for others. I mean, maybe practice squad. I don't know. Am I wrong here? Yeah, I don't see much chat. That's all good, though. I know it's a lot of competition today, ladies and gentlemen. But, Turf is going to get it in. I do apologize. I missed last week. Yep. Turf missed last week. That was all on me. And then obviously having these technical difficulties too. I got to figure it out. But I'm getting there. We getting there. Like I say, we build it as we fly it. We got Fernando in the building. TikTok. Appreciate you coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. But, last but not least, look, Trey Tucker is not a sour spot. I'm not saying I don't want Trey Tucker to go away. So we're not starting from scratch. Of everybody in this room, shout out to Trey Tucker. Shout out to Mama Tucker, right? And the whole Tucker family. It's just he's probably the best we got in the group, and he's not a number one. It's just not. I mean, I'm not saying that to be rude or, Mama Tucker know I love Trey and everybody else. But it's just not a good look right now. This room right here, there's no way you can field the quarterback. I don't care who your quarterback is. I mean, who thinks Geno got a fair shake? That's an honest question. Man, stuffed up. Who believes Geno got a fair shake? I'm really curious to know who believes Geno got a fair shake. I'm not going to say he got a fair shake because, I know what I'm looking at right here. You guys are looking at the same thing. You should see what I'm seeing. This is atrocious. This is not doable. I would not expect any quarterback to put up major numbers with this wide receiver room. I'm sorry. I do not like any of it. I don't like any of it. And Trey, you can't do it alone. I don't know what we're going to do there. I don't know what we're going to do in this scenario. We need so much. There are so many holes to fill. But I just thought I'd bring that up because it could potentially be our largest problem. I don't know. It could be our largest problem. Potentially. So, let me say this one here. I do like the defensive line coach move, right? Shout out to Travis Smith. The Raiders continue to fill out their coaching staff ahead of the combine. They have named Travis Smith as the defensive line coach. He was the defensive run game coordinator for Tennessee in 2025. That's got to be a big position, especially for Tennessee. They've always had a decent defense, if not a great defense, right? Smith was Tennessee's defensive run game coordinator last season. Their run defense ranked 15th in total yards allowed. He also helped defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons make his fourth Pro Bowl and first team All-Pro selection. Coach was listed as a senior defensive assistant, pass rush specialist on New Titans head coach Robert Saleh's staff, according to the Titans website, before receiving this opportunity in Las Vegas. Robert Saleh was not. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. No, Robert Saleh was with the Niners. This must have been last year. But yeah. Prior to Tennessee, Smith was the Chicago Bears defensive line coach from 2022 to 2024, helping defensive end Montez Sweat make the one and only Pro Bowl appearance of his career after the team traded for him midseason in 2023. Sweat had 6 sacks and 4 tackles for losses in 9 games with the Bears that season. This will be Smith's second stint with the Raiders. See? Once again, didn't even know that. Mind blown. Spent 10 seasons with the club from 2012 to 2021, working his way up from defensive assistant coach to assistant defensive line coach before leaving for Chicago. He was hired by Dennis Allen in Oakland. Okay, I do remember that. Who Kubiak worked under with the New Orleans. This also means Kubiak will be the 6th head coach Smith has worked for with the Silver and Black. He worked for Dennis Allen, Tony Sperano, Jack Del Rio, and Rich Bisaccia. Heading into the 2026 season, Smith inherits a defensive line that was coached by now defensive coordinator Rob Leonard. It has a lot of question marks, including whether Max Crosby is staying in Las Vegas. Behind that, you got several young defensive linemen who need to be developed, right? Jonah Laulu, Thomas Booker, restricted free agent, Tyree Wilson, Tonka Hemingway, and J.J. Pegwis, just to name a few. It's cracking, G. Hey, that's my guy, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show. I think this is my guy who I'm referring to. No, that's not who I thought it was. But yes. Anywho, yeah, I thought it was one of the gymnastics peoples. We got Chewy's in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, my dude. Hope you enjoy the show. What's up, OG? Yeah, it's been a minute, Chewy. Yeah, my schedule is wild, you know. Turf is always in and out, all over the place. I can't even think straight. But, anywho, that's where we're at with this guy. I like Travis Smith. I like the hire. You know, in terms of fitting with what we have. That's where I'm at with it. At this point, there's no reason to fight it. We are where we are. We're moving forward with what we're moving forward with, and this is the new team. This is the new norm. This is the way things will be. So get used to it, right? Get used to it. Dabber Wax in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. All right, so next, there is another coach that I want to talk about, and I'm not so sure, right? If this is a great snag, right? So, I'll read it out to you a little bit. The New York Giants have already lost an assistant coach off of the 31-person staff, head coach John Harbaugh announced on Friday. Wow. Matt Robinson, hired by Harbaugh as assistant defensive line coach, is heading to the Las Vegas Raiders as the team's secondary coach. Robinson worked for 5 seasons under Harbaugh with the Baltimore Ravens. During that time, he filled positions as assistant as assistant defensive line coach and then outside linebackers coach. The Raiders, with new head coach Kubiak, recently named Leonard as the defensive coordinator. Leonard's name should be familiar to Giants fans. He worked with the Giants as a defensive assistant and then as the assistant outside linebackers coach himself from 2013 to 2018. Leonard was outside linebackers coach in Baltimore as well in 2022. I didn't know that. That's where he became familiar with Robinson. So you remember, I said it earlier, there's always a tie. If there's no tie, something's up. You're not being given the true ability to choose your pick your team. And this is promising stuff. Like, that's the easiest way for me to put it. This is promising work. The hires are starting to seem more sound in terms of what you have in front of you. Is it all going to work out? No idea. No idea. Definitely not betting anything on it. Yeah, no way on God's green earth. But yeah, Adam Schefter's report say the Giants supported the move, which is obviously an advancement in responsibility for Mr. Robinson. So yeah, the Jets got more work to do now because we poached one of their guys. How do you guys feel as far as him being other position coaches and not specifically like a secondary coach, particularly knowing that we have no secondary? To say that we have a secondary development problem and just a secondary in general would be an understatement of an issue. We are not looking good. I will say that Eric Stokes had a hell of a year. I think he did a fantastic job. I really did. I think he had a great year, but that was pretty much it. Darnay Holmes, right? Darian Porter, Deacon Richardson, Greedy Vance, didn't he get injured? Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't think that was a good look. Yeah, I do not think the cornerback position is or was a good look at all in any way, shape, or form. Just a lot of misses. And maybe these guys will pan out in the future, right? Maybe turf is being harsh. I don't know. I'm going to be harsh just in general, so you guys just are going to have to deal with that. You know, I don't know the other way to put that. I'm just gonna be more harsh. And you know, we have 3 minutes left. I'm definitely keeping this an hour today. You got myself and Pigs on Mondays now. Shout out to Pigs. You know what I'm saying? You got us on Mondays. As cousin Steve said, you know, it may not have Monday Night Football, but we got y'all, man. We got y'all. That should be a fun show. And yeah, I'm just floating in the wind, if you will, right? Floating in the wind. We got one of our dogs in the building. Eric Raiders haters. Hunter. 522. Looked like you changed it up, boss. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm just about starting to get up out of here. What was I going to say? Yeah, the last thing I wanted to discuss was the obvious in terms of Max Crosby, man. Max Crosby. Look, I've said it a million times. At this point where we are and what we need to do, we need picks. We need choices of people that we pick to develop. And holding on to Max will not give us more picks. just like holding on to the number one pick will not give us more picks. That will only hurt us, not help us. And I don't know any other way to explain that this will only hurt us and not help us. And we are in for a long haul, ladies and gentlemen. I think you pick a quarterback like Fernando Mendoza when, you're on your way out with somebody that's got you at a high level, I guess, or you have the ability to give him some time in order to fit into that role with weapons and a team that can help him, as a rookie. If you're gonna throw him in first, year, you got to have those pieces in place. This is where I think we are going to absolutely fail. I think we are not going to have the pieces in place. I think we're going to draft this kid, and he's going to get beat up a little bit. I don't know why I say a little bit. He's going to get beat up a lot. It's going to get beat up a lot. That's the way it goes. Yeah. I don't know any other way to put that. It's just the way that it goes, man. RJ, the boss, is in the building. He must be a Dallas Cowboy, man. Appreciate you for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the show. But yeah, Max, man, at this point, and shout out to Blake Clayton. I see you out there. Max Crosby has earned the right to do what he wants, first and foremost, because I think anybody does in terms of build business. And this is his business. His body and his choices in terms of playing football, etc., is his business. And I think Max will be crazy to continue to stick around here if he has an option to go get a chip. I'm just going to be point blank honest. I don't think it makes sense for him to go to another sorry team that's not, at a cusp, and then, collect just for a bag. I mean, I think we've proven that we'll give you a bag just to be on the terrible team. We've done that for quite some time now. Pretty much your entire career, you haven't even sniffed the playoff. I don't even count that Cincinnati game where we got cheated. I mean, it's to be expected. It's Al Davis's stench, right? It's his team. And that's why we deal with it. I've thought about that long and hard, and how do we go about this? Trying to get past everything. I don't know how we do that without getting rid of it all. Shout out to JFK Experience. Yeah, I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. But this is your show for the day. I've done 2 shows in a row. Won't be able to do it tomorrow. My kids got games. We got games and track meets. So do not look for me tomorrow night. Yeah, unfortunately, shout out to Professor for Coach Angelo. Shout out to Coach Angelo. I want to say day before yesterday was his birthday. That Sunday, I believe, on my way back home. So yeah, hopefully you still having your birthday month, if you will. Yeah, my daughter's birthday is coming up here in exactly 10 days. Yep. February 27th. That's the big birthday. So yeah, there you have it, man. Thursday, I'll be traveling again. Spence, forgive me. I don't know, man. Hopefully I get my computer right. And, maybe we get a good, smooth show on the West Coast. Turf will be in Seattle Thursday. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to do a show properly, if you will. Who knows what, eating, drinking, any of that stuff is going to look like in terms of with the other parents and people that are in town and how that goes, as well as, to be honest, work. Work should technically get off a little bit earlier now that I'm behind for once. I'm usually the one in front. So, but yeah, man, I'm digressing. Yeah, so we got that Thursday. Hopefully I can do it. Friday night, we got our meet. Shout out to those Minnesota Golden Gopher girlies. Yeah, Minnesota Golden Gophers will be competing against the University of Washington Friday night, 6:30, I believe, Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer. I've already agreed to go to the draft. I'm praying somehow, some way I can get out of it, but I doubt it. It'll be great content though. You guys will get some great content out of that. I already know. The Raider syndicates, they got all cameras and film ready to rumble. They can't wait to see my face, see the tears come down my eyes when we draft this kid and make more stupid decisions. But that's the life of living as a Raider, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy Turf is done for the night. Hopefully I see you before the end of the week. But if not, till then, Turf is out. Peace.
Decomposing, you been